Hi guys, we are at Gastronome Kitchen. So if you hear weird noises, some music in the background, some gates and pickies driving in, please don't wonder what's going on. We are at the Gastronome Kitchen where I am having a chat and a discussion with Roni Karina, who is the MD and founder of the Gastronome. And I am so thrilled. In our previous video, by the way, this is part 2, so if you missed the first one, I'd suggest that you go back and watch that because you get a bit of background. I think we left off where you had basically helped this company move from 15 contracts to about 50.
About 40.
About 40.
Close to 40.
So about 40 contracts. So for me, I'm just like, first of all, you're in a foreign country. You have an accent, that is foreign from theirs. How do you get that? Because every single entrepreneur that I speak to always talks about how sales and selling. By the way, if you want to be in business and an entrepreneur and you can't sell, pole sana. So how did you make that transition from being a chef and being a pastry chef at that, all through the years, and then now you're selling contract catering contracts? How did you transition into that?
I don't know, Rina. I think it's I think one of the things I have is I have a great passion for food, and good food at that.
Okay.
So here I'm in an environment that I'm not cooking, but I'm selling what somebody else is cooking.
Okay.
More or less giving the client a guarantee that in this business of contract catering, there is none other than what we do.
Because you had good food.
Because we had good food.
Yeah.
We had good
food.
food.
It was easy to sell.
Yeah, we had the right guys, people who were passionate about food. The guy who was running the company was just like myself. He was a chef. So we'd go for gigs somewhere. He's the guy chomaing the meat. He'll be doing the salads, so we'd be doing them together. So on the visual side, when the client sees the owner of the business, digging in and doing all the dirty work, it made a difference. And I think for me also, just to realize that I'm working with a company that really has a passion for food, and it made the sale easier. I'm sitting somewhere and I'll be like, can I have a few minutes of your time? I really want to let you know what we do. A lot of networking. I never used to like being in spaces where there are people, because when you're back of house, you're a bit shy. So I got to learn how to put my chest out, to dress well, to have a firm grip. There were 3-5 things to say at the point when you meet somebody. I knew what to say.
Okay.
So I can say I learned on the job and perfected it, because I also had a very, very good boss. Yeah, a lot of high pressure to say the right thing. I'd forget to put in papers in a tender, and I'd call her and tell her I've messed up. She's like, it's okay, just do the right thing, get them sorted out, and then take them. No, I'm not using a courier, and I have to drive all the way to miles and miles away. But for her, there was always an answer to a problem. Yeah,
so she was somewhat of a mentor too.
She was she was a mentor.
Yeah.
She was fantastic.
Awesome. So I want to move now back to when you came back home. You have a son, you're married, and you're trying to figure out, okay, I want to be home. I'm done with the UK. I want to be home. You really don't have much in terms of even capital to start. Why business as opposed to working at the Norfolk, where you had an open invitation to come and work there?
So this I don't think you know. So before coming back, I spoke to mom, and mom is like, you need to come back. You're the only son.
Okay.
Your father has a business.
Yeah.
You need to come and see where you can plug in.
At Faida.
At Faida.
Sorry.
So you're the only heir. That vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, okay. I have no background in finance.
Yeah.
But just like sales and marketing, I might just be the chef who may cook. Who may do financial
and investments.
So it then began to create possibilities. So when are you coming? The UK, you can't be there long. There's no opportunities. Kenya is where it's happening. In fact, Gibson, who does bonds here, is making money.
Yeah.
You need to come home.
He was.
So I spoke to Chidi, and I'm like, Sawa, I'm handing in my notice. I'm going home.
I am, not we are.
Yeah, as in I am, then we'll all follow. But I have to go first.
All right, yes.
So that I create the ground where you will now come.
Yeah.
So get home in November and go to Dad's office after a while, maybe a week or so, and say, now, what opportunities are here? I want to come and work for you. And the guy said, Z.
He said Z. Sorry, he said no.
He said no. And he said, we can't have all our eggs in one basket.
Okay.
Rina is here with me, and we can't all be in here. You need to find what you can do, and I can support you. I can tell you, I was broken.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But broken in a good way, because see, now I'm being given a through pass here. You come, there's faida, we can work, we can do.
There's a plan.
So I'm not going to think about where do I start. I already have a place to start. But now Dad saying, you just do your thing and I'll support you. It broke me, but it made me realize there's an opportunity here.
But how okay, so you didn't stay angry?
So I didn't stay angry, because the way he told me was, you're going to create something that's different from what we're doing. Whatever support you need, I'll give you.
Okay.
And let's see where it goes. Yeah. So came, told Chidi now, plans have changed, but by then, before leaving, we had said restaurant, school.
Oh, the things you want to start.
The things we want to do. So we now went back to number one, restaurant. So, Dennis Wawero at the time was like, I like what you do in food. Let's go and see if we can partner and open a restaurant. Went to Green House on Gong Road.
Oh, I remember.
Near Adams. That time it was just starting off. We looked at, ground floor restaurants. By the time we put chairs and investment into there, we're looking at 20 million. I'm like, that's too much. So I realized, what do I have? I've got hands. I can cook. Arune, who is a friend of ours, was in the UK at one time, and she said, we're the guys running we're the landlords per se of Riverside Mews, which is where Chase Bank was. And she said, when you're next in Kenya, give me a call. We need to kick those guys out. The guys who are there.
The guys who were catering at Chase Bank.
The guys who were catering at Chase Bank. So that was now where I thought, actually, Abu, let me start there. Arune, I need to come and see you. Come see me. She took me around. She introduced me to the Chase Bank guys. Yeah. And at the time I think I went on a Thursday. The following Monday, that time they were doing trials for people, caterers.
Oh, coincidentally?
Coincidentally.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm told, you, Monday, you're doing a week. I have no chefing dish.
Imagine, no chef,
I have no pan.
Alone.
I'm alone. So call up mom. Mom, who are the cooks you know here? Because I don't know.
Yeah, of course you don't. You don't have any networks.
I don't even know. 300 bob per kilo. What is that? Because in my mind it's pounds.
Yeah.
Or even cost per plate. What is 500? Yeah. I don't know that. So, excuse me. So whipped up a team quickly, and I think we were 3 guys. So myself and 2 other guys. So did it for a week. Sold snacks and lunch.
I remember we all helped.
Yeah,
we all came.
Excuse me. Everybody was there.
It was all hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Kina mom had Rama, so we used to use Rama as our kitchen.
It's an apartment not far from
Chase Bank. Yeah. So we cooked, and let me tell you, we were the best. Yeah. And we were offered the contract. Yeah. At the time, we were selling food at 280 shillings. After the week, I was like, we're not making any money.
Yeah. Oops.
As an avocado.
Oh.
And I asked...
Can I get 2?
I asked Chase Bank, can I please add even 20 shillings?
Yeah, per plate.
Per plate, because we needed to sell at least 70 plates to break even. We're doing 20, 30, and the model there was we cook and go to sell.
Okay, so there were no, contracts where they buy like 50 plates or something?
Exactly, there was no guaranteed sale.
That's like a restaurant.
So, very difficult because high wastage and losses. So starting out, that was, very bad model.
Also because your costs, you've not yet found suppliers
Exactly.
who can give you credit. You've not been able to know who are the cheap guys in town
That's
or the
very
reasonable guys in town. Yeah.
Very true. And you're buying cash. Cash. You need vegetables, it's cash. You need meat, it's cash.
Before you've been
You need
paid.
a serviette, it's cash. Before you've been paid. But also, at the point, like now here, we had the cash which we were getting from the sales that we're making.
Yeah.
But it was all going to, the stuff that we needed, either in produce or in equipment. So, hiring of the equipment. We don't have chefing dishes. We need to hire. Tablecloths. We don't have tablecloths. We need to hire. All that is cost that we didn't realize. And even in those losses, we were not even paying ourselves. I was having to pay the chefs who were cooking for me per day. So we told Chase Bank we can't. They added 20 shillings, so it became 300 bob.
And even then,
I think if we're breaking even, it was hardly ever.
yeah.
So
How long were you there?
we're there maybe a month, I'd say.
Oh, just a month.
Just a month, and we then said we opt out of this arrangement
Yeah.
because we didn't sign any contract.
Yeah.
And what we wanted to do with them was more of the events. They had a lot of training, which we ended up doing. So
Okay.
Chase and us, we grew at Chase Bank through the events that they were doing.
Okay.
And the
So
trainings.
like they have training for their staff.
Yeah.
You provide the food for that snacks, lunch?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, for the different departments,
Right.
marketing, HR, sales guys, and stuff like that.
Okay, so then from Chase Bank?
So from Chase Bank, while we were at Chase Bank, so the birth of my second son was now approaching. So that by this time my wife has gone to the UK, and I have to leave because I want to be there for his birth. So I have a friend who worked at P&G at the time, and he says there's an opportunity at P&G, and I want you to apply. And I'm like, Procter & Gamble.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And who was their caterer before?
I can't remember.
Okay.
But it's a lady they had had for, I think, close to 5 years.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is it, man. So in the UK, I sent a proposal. Then we used
While
to be,
you were in the UK?
yeah. So Gastronome was not Gastronome then. So we used to be called Karina Caterers.
Oh, yes.
So Karina Caterers, we have a profile. This is what the food we do.
Yeah.
Look at our sample menus. The different types, packed lunches, blah blah blah. Facilities, would like to come to your location. Where are you located? I had moved that time. We had moved. Our staff from the UK had come. We're in Lavington, or we live in Lavington. Our production site is in Lavington. It's just a kitchen, a domestic kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm currently away, but I will let you know when I'm back. So I'm in the UK. Theo is born. I'm in the UK, I think, for maybe 3 weeks. Have to leave Chidi, come back. We're doing a gig at Chase Bank, an event. Pick out my phone, text the facilities manager. I'm around. Let me know when we can meet. She calls. She says, I'm on Gong Road. She said you live in Lavington.
Oh my gosh. But when were we having the debate about where to take them to the kitchen? Because I remember this story. Actually, what happened was, you were told they need to come and visit the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, so let's go and do it in this other place.
Yes.
Dress it up so that then we pretend that this
Yeah.
is the kitchen, where actually the kitchen was your apartment kitchen. Small
Exactly.
kitchen. Yeah.
But the people actually we took there was now Google, which was now after, because this happened again a second time.
Oh,
So-
that was Google.
So that was Google, who we took there. But now with P&G, they came to the house.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Rina, it was so embarrassing because this is a multinational. This is not just an office that's looking for food. This is an international
Yeah.
company with international standards.
That has HR,
I mean,
procurement, facilities manager,
it was quite amazing.
Anyway, so then they came to the door.
Yeah, so she tells me I'm on Gong Road. You live in Lavington, yeah. See, we meet at the house. We meet at your kitchen. Where is it? Sent them the directions. called the house and told them there are guys coming to the house, just clean up.
Oh my gosh, imagine we're going to stop there. Because I need him to tell this story properly and I feel like the video is getting too long. So we will stop there. What happened next when they get to this block of apartments thinking they're going into a professional kitchen?
Yeah.
You are watching All Access and this is Rina Hicks. Subscribe.